guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you guys some new products on the market that quickly have become some favorites of mine for rosacea skin specifically. So I love doing these rosacea videos for you guys because I find that you guys really find them helpful. I also like to do these videos without any type of like face makeup because I really want you guys to know that I'm fully embracing the rosacea and I got you guys, and I know that it can be such a pain to have rosacea and to experience really rosy cheeks and flare-ups, but let's make the best of it, you know? We are rosy, but we're cute. So let's go ahead and dive into these products. These are some new products that have recently come out on the market, probably within the past like 5 months or so. I'm here to kind of give you guys a tea on how they work on rosacea skin. So the first product I want to talk about is a moisturizer. I'm actually going to start off with 3 moisturizers, this being one of them. This is the new Milk Vegan Milk Moisturizer. So I went ahead and purchased this. I want to say this was like $30 something. They do have a smaller version, which I think maybe 20. I will have all the details to the exact amount down below in my description box. Gives my skin such intense hydration. Now this milk moisturizer is meant for people that have more so dry skin. And if you guys have been watching my videos recently, I've been suffering for very, very dry rosacea cheeks. I don't know if this happens to a lot of you guys. Let me know down below if you had experiences of when the seasons change, especially in the winter, you've had very dry rosy cheeks. I've never really experienced this to this amount of dryness. Typically the winters for me tend to be really good because my rosacea just thrives off of cold, but this year things have been different. I've been on the hunt for something that would deeply hydrate. Now you guys know that I do love my Ultra Repair cream by First Aid Beauty, but I felt like that wasn't enough hydration on the cheeks. Everywhere else it was perfect because I'm typically oily skin, but on the cheeks it was just like sandpaper. So I needed something that was gonna be that extra like pump. So I find that with this one, it's almost like this thick consistency that really like takes I would say that takes like 20 seconds to really sink into your skin because it's so thick that once it sinks in, it moisturizes your skin to the T. After I'm done applying this, my skin feels completely hydrated and it stays nice and soft through the day. Now I was a little bit worried about trying this because I've had some hit or miss experiences when it comes to milk makeup just because certain ingredients just don't work well with my rosacea. So I was a little bit scared. So what I went ahead and did when I first purchased this is I only tried it on a small section of my cheek where the rosacea is, and then typically it takes about 5 minutes for me to start feeling a flare up or start sensing something that's not good for me, and I left it on and I just waited before I applied it everywhere. If it did irritate me, I would just take it off with a makeup wipe and keep it moving and just have to return this, but it did not irritate me whatsoever, so I continue to wear it and it just worked like magic. So I definitely recommend checking this out. You don't have to get the largest one, but if you do have like dry skin, eczema, or really flaky rosy cheeks, then this is something that you may want to look into. So I highly recommend checking out this new vegan milk moisturizer. And I noticed that I've been kind of doing really well skin-wise with like milk products. Like the Skin Milk by CoverGirl has been really good too. So the next one I'm going to move into is a First Aid Beauty product. This is new and I actually did review this, I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I've been so obsessed with this stuff. I don't know why, but I feel like on my skin overall this has been doing better than the original, and I did do a comparison in my review of the original with this new one, and I told you guys by the end of the video that it was amazing. So if you do have very oily skin and you want something for your rosacea that's gonna, you know, be sensitive friendly and that's not gonna cause a flare up or anything like that, but you also do have oily skin and you want to keep your oils under control, this is going to be your gem. Now, because this does claim to be oil control, I was really scared that it was going to mattify or make my cheeks look extremely dry because they are dry. But because this consistency is almost like a jelly consistency and it almost feels like it sinks as water, like it's so hydrating on the skin that it worked well all over the face with my cheeks and with my normal oily skin areas. Now this consistency is very different than the milk one. The milk one is a much thicker consistency. This First Aid Beauty one is a much lightweight consistency. Another thing that I really do enjoy about these products is that there's honestly really no scent in them, and I think that's something that's very important for people that do have rosacea. We have to tread very lightly with the scent. So I really do appreciate that with this moisturizer. It controls the oils, which is so important for oily skin people, but also for those people that may have rosacea. You don't have to worry about this causing a flare-up. You guys know that I will always recommend First Aid Beauty because I find that their products are incredibly amazing. Okay, the next product is a It Cosmetics product. This actually really surprised me. This is their new Confidence in Your Beauty Sleep. It's a skin transforming pillow moisturizer. It is so lovely. This was sent by It Cosmetics, so thank you It Cosmetics so much. I love their products. Another brand that is really caters towards my rosacea skin people. The founder of It Cosmetics does have rosacea, so she knows exactly what she's doing when she develops products. But the one thing that did scare me about this was that it has lavender smell, and it smells like it's a strong smell. So if you don't like lavender, then I would stay away from this. But I was scared because I was like, oh my gosh, this has a scent. Like, you guys know my rosacea and scents just don't do well. So what I typically use this for is I like to apply this certain sleep cream, which this is a night cream. So that's another reason why the lavender kind of makes sense, because lavender really soothes you and kind of comforts you and makes you have a good night's sleep. So it's nice to have like that kind of like scent on your face. Now I do have to say, once you do put it on your skin, it isn't this overbearing scent that you're gonna be smelling as you're sleeping. Like, it's very light, but when you smell it out of here, it is kind of strong. So what I like to do with this is I like to apply it on my forehead, on my chin, and on the sides of my cheeks. And then I would go in with my First Aid Beauty night cream on the cheeks specifically. That's what I was doing at first, because like I mentioned, I was a little bit scared. I was treading lightly just because I know how my rosacea can get. And I also use it on my neck because this is a skin firming moisturizer, helps with anti-aging and all that. So I'm like, I know I'm only 24, but I'm like, let me make sure this neck does not, you know, age quickly, because I mean, I'm getting older. So I like to put it on my neck as well. And I started off there and I had no issues. It worked really good. I would wake up the next morning, my skin would just look glowing. It would look beautiful. And then I slowly started to add it onto the cheeks because I was like, let me try this out. I want to see how it does with that. And I had no issues whatsoever. I was very surprised because, like I mentioned, this does have that lavender scent. And I found that even when I did apply it on the cheeks, it looked so good the next day that I was like, wow, like I'm really impressed with how it kind of plumped up my cheeks and made them look more refreshed. And you guys know that I am suffering from that dryness on the cheeks. So I was kind of scared that it would interfere with that. But like I mentioned, the next morning I would wake up and my cheeks would feel very hydrated. So I'm definitely very happy about that. And this I have been using nonstop. This is another one that I would recommend if you're somebody that does have rosacea and you've been eyeing this and you're kind of looking into it. I would say definitely try it out. So the next product I want to talk about is tea tree. So I did mention this in a favorites video. I want to say maybe January favorites or so, but I actually purchased this from Marshall's. So if you guys haven't checked out Marshall's skincare section, if you have certain products that you may have wanted to purchase that are super high end, you can always go to Marshall's and get them on the low. They have awesome oils, they have awesome serums, they have like a bunch of good skincare. But I was really looking into some tea tree because at the time, I want to say it was like the end of December, I was having some really bad flare-ups on my cheeks that just would not go away. Like they were just irritating me. It would really be like itchy and just uncomfortable. Like I can stand the like redness. I don't mind this redness. I'm used to it. When it starts to hurt, I'm just like, whew, I need something to control this. So a lot of you guys mentioned try some tea tree, whatever tea tree works for you, go try it out. So I went ahead, went to Marshall's, was looking around, found this tea tree. This is Nuventin, and this is powered by science, and it is a tea tree clarifying face oil. I've been using this whenever I have really bad flare-ups. I only use it then because I have to admit I hate the smell of tea tree. I just don't like it for myself. And it really helps calm down the redness and really helps calm down the flare-up. So typically for me, flare-up consists of a lot of pain, like almost like a burning sensation, and a lot of texture. Right now I do have some texture, but it's not as enhanced as when I have like a newborn flare-up. So what I like to do is I like to apply this at night because it is oil. Typically during the day, I don't like to look super oily because I'm already gonna get oily because I'm a naturally oily person. So what I like to do is I like to apply this underneath, or sometimes mixed in with my moisturizers for nighttime. So like the It Cosmetics one, and then my First Aid Beauty Hydro Sleep Cream. And then once I apply that, I just leave it on. I find that leaving tea tree oil on through the night is the best case scenario for you, because if you think about it, you're not like going about your day, coming in contact with different types of air and pollution and all that. You're just in one place, your face isn't really moving much, and it really allows everything to penetrate into your skin. And I find that that's when I have the most successful results. When I wake up in the morning, those flare-ups are much, much less than they were before I apply this. You can find this at Marshall's. I know with Marshall's it's hit or miss because, you know, they're constantly changing things, but I will have the info down below so you guys can go ahead and check it out, perhaps on Amazon or perhaps on their website. Now, I do have to say I bought this at Marshall's, I want to say for like $4.99. The original price was a little bit higher. So like I mentioned, always check out Marshall's, and it doesn't have to be this tea tree oil, but I just highly recommend using a tea tree oil when you do have those very intense flare-ups. So now I want to talk about some like makeup products that I have recently found that I really love for the rosacea skin. The first one I want to talk about is the one that I mentioned earlier, and I have done a full review dedicated to this. I know this one has been a hit or miss with people, and I feel like if you're somebody that wears a full beat face and loves full coverage makeup, you're definitely not going to like this. But I think for my more so natural people, I think this is definitely something to look into for every day, or to cover like the minimum. Now I do have to say, for me, this coverage is really good. It's enough to cover the redness where, you know, it gives it this nice concealed effect if you do want to cover the redness. Now, if you want to cover it to the extreme, then you definitely need like a full coverage foundation. This is such a good foundation. I know some people, to them, it's not a foundation because they're like, this is way too sheer, but I feel like it's just enough coverage to really give you this pretty finish of correcting the redness. I do wear this in the shade tan, and it has the coconut milk and the aloe extract, which, if you guys know, aloe is really good for soothing any irritation that you may have on the skin, whether it's like burns or whether it's something like rosacea, because you guys know that rosacea is like mainly inflammatory. So I really recommend checking this out, and it's affordable, it's on a budget, so you can never go wrong with that, because I know we have other things that we'd rather spend our money on. So this is definitely something to check out. Another product that I really love that recently came out is the new It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation, the oil-free matte version. I do have very oily skin, especially moving into spring and summer. When it gets hot, I get even more oily. So I love this stuff because It Cosmetics always makes sure to really give products for people that are just your everyday people that are looking for a good finish for their skin, whether they have great skin or very problematic skin. They're here for all of us, which I love. And I also mentioned that It Cosmetics is all about like rosacea skin because the founder does have rosacea, which I think, if this is a side note, but if you guys haven't listened or heard Jamie's podcast interviews that she's done with other people's podcasts, or heard her story, you definitely should. It's so inspiring. It's one of the stories that inspires me the most. So definitely check her out. I will leave some links down below in case you do have rosacea and you want to learn more about her story, because she is a real queen. So the Bye Bye Foundation typically is saying bye bye foundation. It's more so of like a full coverage tinted moisturizer. I feel like sometimes people see bye bye foundation and they think this is a foundation, but it's a full coverage moisturizer. So it's a little bit more full coverage than this, obviously more expensive because this is It Cosmetics. I want to say it's like $38. This is like $7, so two alternatives, but this one does contain 50 plus SPF, which if you guys have rosacea, you gotta have your SPF. And I've never had any issues of this irritating me. Whenever I don't want to wear a lot of full coverage makeup like foundations, I always wear this, and my skin just thanks me so much for it, because I notice a difference on some days when my rosacea is already irritated and I'm wearing a full coverage like matte foundation. When I take it off, there's some redness there. When I take this off, when I choose to go this alternative way, my skin looks fantastic when removed. Especially for people who, you know, maybe in a big rush and don't have time to apply the sunscreen beforehand. This is also good. I'm not saying don't apply sunscreen, because you still should be applying sunscreen, but I'm just saying it's awesome that this does have such a big SPF. SPF is so important. This is one of the brands that takes it to the next level, because they more so care about your skin and not so much about like that perfect flawless foundation finish. that. So these are some of my current favorites for rosacea skin. I want to continue doing these videos that can inform you guys as much as possible, and I'm always here to give you guys some bomb recommendations. And if you do feel like you are reaching a point where you can't handle your rosacea, then I would highly recommend you check out a dermatologist, somebody that can further help you through this journey of rosacea. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy watching my rosacea videos. So please go ahead and share your thoughts down below in the comment section. I love starting a conversation with you guys. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I hope they enjoyed this video enough to stick around and become a member of our family here on YouTube, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss these videos for the world. So go ahead and subscribe. While you're at it, hit that notification bell, because that will make sure you get that video notification as soon as it uploads. That being said, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.